This is Unlucky Uncensored, and let's get right into it. We today are going to be talking about religion, and I have some pretty, I wouldn't say interesting, I would say more uh, free religious views. I, Okay, let me just lay it out straight what I believe first, and then we can talk about other religions. So, I believe that there is some higher power in the universe that has helped create this existence. But I also am a firm believer in the science of evolution and just what people are and how we are changing. Because if you notice, we are changing. Look through history. That's another episode. We will get there. But I just want to say I am very non-conformative to any singular religion. I believe that if you stop and look at all of them together instead of piecing out individual idealistic views, that they are pretty similar. It's basically be a good person, right? And my beliefs are really just based on as long as I am a good person and in my heart or soul, I know that what I'm doing because I'm trying to do it for the betterment of everyone around me, that it's not okay to do some things. Like every religion, there are basic things which are not okay, right? Every single one. You shouldn't kill people, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And that's just across the line. Some things make you a bad person, but where it gets a little tricky with me and religion is that people often use those viewpoints to skew and marginalize against certain demographics. Look at me using these big ass words to prove my points. I mean, it's really not hard to see. It's still happening today where certain groups are looked down upon because of how they view their religion and life. And it just seems kind of like we are past that point. At a certain point, humans as a race have to decide that religion is fluid, like gender. And what you believe doesn't necessarily constitute if you're a good or bad person. Because it's like the Holy Wars. Probably one of the most famous religious massacrings that are still basically happening. You have, I'm not trying to call out any specific religions right now, but you guys, you know what it is. It's religion has become used as a thing that can help push policies and practices. Like, it's hard to talk about religion without involving every other aspect of our lives because it touches every single aspect of our lives. Like, I remember growing up in a very, very heavily Christian school and not really conforming to those beliefs and feeling out of place because I didn't. And there was no other real cultural influences. There was no Buddhists or Hinduists. I don't know the correct terminology, but there might have been some Mormons, but if they were very quiet about it because everyone was Baptist or Methodist or all of these sub branches that believe the same thing, but it happens in every small town, every big town. The small churches that are under the same umbrella of religion begin talking about the other branches of the same religion like they are lesser than or worse because of very small, like insignificant changes of belief. Now, there's always going to be the argument that people do terrible things because of religion, so it's not insignificant. But what I'm saying is if we all just mind our own fucking business, if we all just believe what we believe and don't thrust our beliefs onto other people, even if you're trying to save them from hell or whatever, if you're trying to give me 72 virgins or whatever the fuck it is when I die, that's great. But also, I might not believe that, so why would I care? Right? As long as you're trying to be a good person. Okay, let's throw a situation out there. I die. No, let's not use me. Let's use somebody so it's completely unbiased. I'm kind of off center here, so I'm on a bouncy ball, so I'm gonna kind of bounce my way over. But let's say John. John has been a good person. He donated to charity. He worked at soup kitchens, has a loving family, worked hard, did everything. No canceling John. Grade A fucking person. But when he gets to heaven or the afterlife, whatever's up there says, man, you got a traffic ticket and you ate a hamburger. So we're gonna have to send you downstairs, man. I'm sorry. Like, what? So you're telling me if something as insignificant as eating meat, oh god, fucking PETA is coming after me. Eating meat is not insignificant. They matter. Guess what? Have you seen a cow? They're not too smart. They taste good, not too smart. I digress. You're saying something like that, or, okay, a traffic ticket. It's illegal. Yeah, so that means it's bad, right? Doing something bad means you go to hell. A traffic ticket, jaywalking is bad because it's illegal. I'm making some very large leaps here on purpose to show something. I don't know what I'm trying to show, but if you understand it, that's great. It just seems to me like we are constantly fighting the next religious war or the next war in general that they subtext for religion when it could be for oil or this or that. Since we're talking about that, it feels kind of pointless not to talk about Ukraine and Russia. But I don't know all that much about it. I've heard a lot of information and I've seen a lot, but all I know for sure is that Ukraine is in a position where it would be advantageous for Russia to get them. It would be advantageous for Russia to absolve the Ukraine because it would help solidify their borders and keep Russia safe. Because apparently the United Nations have begun closing in on them. This is all secondhand information. I could be wrong. I'm just relaying what I know. And I looked, I was like, what does the Ukraine have that Russia could want? So the next step logically for me was to look at their top exports, which are it's grain. That's their top exports are different grains and sunflower seeds. It's like, okay, well, there can't be that much money in sunflower seeds, right? I mean, there probably is good money in it, but not that much. And then I start thinking about pipelines. There's definitely going to be a pipeline running through the Ukraine, right? And now gas is going up and up and up, and it's going to continue going up. But guess what? That happens every time there is a war. If you're looking at this particular incident and you're like, it's because this person is in the office, then you're completely negating every other instance where this has happened, no matter which political party is in office. I'm not going to talk about the government now. That's going to be another episode coming soon. So if you want to hear me talking about the government, which is going to be a blast, then just wait. It's coming. Just stay tuned. But basically, my friend was messaging me saying, hey, when Biden was addressing the whole incident, and I'm going to be completely honest, I said, let me know when it affects me. You say, oh, it's affecting you now by the gas prices. That's affecting me because America is preparing for war. You don't think they have plenty of gas? They're stockpiling, making sure everything's cool before we might possibly go into another world war, which seems unlikely because we would all die. One person uses a nuke, then it's a domino effect. It happens again and again and again. We nuke them, they nuke us for payback, they nuke us, we nuke them for payback. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then China's like, fuck it, we got nukes, throw some in there. And I think that's who we should be worried about. We're worried about Russia right now because Putin, he's the most recent thing that we've had to they're Kim Jong-un and Putin, and they're all kind of tyrannical dictators who are crazy, but I just think China is a bigger threat in the long term than Russia. And Russia, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but it's just so cold. No one really wants Russia. Like, we're going to be out of using oil within my lifetime. I'm 24 years old. By the time I die, we're not going to be using oil and gas anymore. I 100% firmly believe that, but that's what Russia has to offer. And Russia's cold as fuck. Why would you go to Russia? I don't understand. Just go to an island. Go to the Bahamas. Somewhere nice. I don't know why you would choose to go to Russia. If you know, please tell me. Back to religion. I have just seen firsthand, specifically, so many hypocritical Christians that say one thing and then practice a whole nother. When they're in church, they're all holy as thou, and then as soon as they leave, they go and snort a fucking Percocet and cheat on their wife or some shit. And it's just like, doesn't that seem wrong? And isn't it weird that some religions believe that you can do whatever you want, but as long as you're sorry about it before you die, it's okay? I just don't know. It's obviously all a lot bigger than us, and it's understandable why people spend so much of their time worrying about it. But in the end, we're dead. That's it. We're dead. We're not here anymore. Whatever's after here, we won't know until we get there. So why spend so much time worrying about that particular point? Be a good person. Treat every person like they are you. There's this egg story, and it basically just says that every person is the same person. We are all living different lives together to congruently learn all that we can and then ascend to the next level of spirituality or whatever. And that's a very condensed version of that story. And I'm sure if you want to hear it, I can go into more depth. But I feel like that is the easiest way to look at it. You are every single person in the world. So why would you be mean to you? You are the guy that just cut you off in traffic. You are the person who fucking saved your cat this morning. You are everybody. So mind your own business. Mind your own business. Whoever you are, mind that business and let all the other yous live their lives, because guess what? That's you too, and you're just getting a different experience. So just live your experience and let everybody else live theirs. And if they're a piece of shit, then they're going to learn something from that. I think that's all we have to talk about now. I'm not really sure how I'm going to wrap these up because this is the first one. This is numero uno. If you like what this was, me just blatantly telling you how I feel about a certain topic, then leave a like, comment, tell me where I'm wrong. I'm not putting these out saying that I am 100% correct in all of my beliefs. I just want to spark a conversation with you. Whoever it is that is watching this right now and has been watching for the past 17 minutes through my burps and my bounces and all that shit, leave a comment. Tell me what you like about what I said, what you disagree with what about I said. All of it. So until the next one, good luck.